From a young age, we are fed hopeful promises that if you are kind, the world will be kind to you, that if you work hard, you will succeed, that the truth will always be protected, and that justice is inevitable. We are taught to believe in the law of karma as a natural law, that you reap what you sow, that if you treat others with your heart, you will receive the same in return. But it doesn't take long for life to throw cold water on that belief. You love with all your heart, and they leave without explanation. You help unconditionally, and they take advantage of you without mercy. You are kind, and they call you weak. You do all the right things, and the results are disappointing. And then you start asking yourself, why me? What did I do wrong? That's when the seeds of bitterness start to creep in. Some part of you starts to doubt, starts to get angry, starts to believe that the world is unfair. The question is, will you let those early lies kill your heart, or will you wake up from them and see the world with new eyes? Deep voice, like talking to someone who has experienced trauma. The victim mentality never comes in a loud voice. It comes as softly as a breath, as softly as a whisper in the dark. It tells you that you're not good enough, that maybe you were born with bad luck, that you're worthless except to suffer. And you start to believe it, not because you're weak, but because you're tired. It comforts you with a false comfort. It makes you stop trying, choose silence instead of facing, choose to run away instead of moving on. You start living in an invisible cage, full of resentment, full of regret, but so familiar that you no longer know what freedom is. And then you repeat a familiar sentence. I don't deserve this. Maybe it's true. Maybe what happened to you wasn't fair. Maybe you didn't choose to be hurt or to fail. But there's one truth you can't escape. Even if it's not your fault, the responsibility is still yours, because no one else is going to live this life for you. And if you don't pull yourself out of the darkness, who will? We can't choose the fires life throws at us. We can't control who hurts us or when adversity strikes. But one thing is always in our control: how you live in that fire. You can fall. You can blame. You can wait for someone to pull you out. Or you can stand up, walk, and be a warrior. No one can live both as a victim and a warrior. One cannot expect to be saved and conquer life at the same time. One must choose. And if you choose the Stoic path, know that it is not for those who want it easy. Stoicism is not a tool for feeling good. It is a weapon for becoming strong. It doesn't teach you to deny your emotions. It teaches you to master your emotions. Not a victim of the outside world, nor a prisoner of the inside world. Look at the people who have lived it. Epictetus, a slave, but his thoughts were freer than those on the throne. Seneca, exiled to a deserted place, but still wrote pages of philosophy that shook history. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful emperor of the time, but had to bury each of his children with trembling hands. They don't choose suffering, but they choose react differently to pain. And that's where they become indomitable. One day you will wake up and realize an unpleasant truth. No one is coming to save you. No hand will come down from the sky to pull you out of your misery. No magical justice will appear just because you're a good person. And no one is free enough to listen to you forever, understand you completely, and then do the hardest part of life for you. But strangely enough, it is when you stop expecting that you begin to change the situation. Because you no longer look outward, you look inward, and there you begin to practice. Not resentment, but stability. You realize pain is the teacher, not the enemy. Rejection is refinement. No offense. Discipline is a shield, not a burden. From the moment you stop looking for sympathy, you start build a stronger version from that loneliness. And I want to ask you this. Honestly, if you stopped trying to be understood and started practicing stability, what would your life be like? If you stop asking, why me? And start asking, now what? Will you still be the same person? Every morning you wake up, there's a battle waiting for you. And it's not happening out there. It's happening in your head. Victims are always waiting for the world to change so they can feel okay. They want things to calm down, for people to be kinder, for life to be less cruel. But combatantists different. They don't wait. They change yourself to be unshakable, even when the world does not soften. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The obstacle is the way." He's not just talking about adversity. It's about perspective. When you stop avoiding difficulty and start facing it as a necessary part of the journey, you turn every obstacle into a launching pad. That's when the mind becomes for training the will, not a place for storing fear. True strength is not born of comfort. It is forged in the storms, in the days when no one sees your efforts, in the nights when no one believes you can go on. Resilient persona audience needed to maintain commitment. They know reward needed to keep discipline, and they without permission to live up to your values. Because for them, the first and most important victory is to win over yourself. The narration is slow and profound, as if leading the listener into a powerful inner state. People often think of warriors as the ones who shout, the ones who are always ready to fight back, to fight back. But that's just toughness, external toughness. True warriors do not need to react violently. They are dangerous because of their silence. They don't scream. They don't wave their arms. They don't need a crowd to witness. They calm, but not helpless. Surname steadfast, but not indifferent. They still know how to love. They still know how to hurt. There are still times when their hearts are broken, but it's all in the control of reason, not in the hands of impulsive emotions, because they understand loss of control is loss of freedom, and a warrior lives for freedom from within, not temporary victory from without. They don't need to prove anything. No need to shout, "I am strong." By true power needs no demonstration. It lies in disciplined silence. Silence makes others wary. Silence makes you less susceptible to manipulation. And it is that silence that is the most powerful voice in a noisy world. At some point, you have to face yourself. Not for pity, but for remove. Kill the weak version of you. Version still available, waiting for someone to save me. Still desire to be recognized. Still blame the childhood, blame the ex, blame this unfair world. Burn it away, little by little. Because only when you bury those illusions can you rise from the ashes. As a new person, more alert, stronger, freer. The truth is, no one gives it to you power. No one taught you discipline. No one gives it to you confidence. All must be built it yourself every day, every hour, every moment, in silence, in hardship, and unseen. Want to change your life? Start with you, today. If you feel this video strikes something deep inside you, don't leave in silence. Let's subscribe to Daily Stoic Light, where every day you are reminded that true power doesn't need noise, it needs depth. And leave a comment. Are you ready to kill the weak version of yourself? We will rebuild together, stronger.